Trinidad and Tobago turning to Cuba to address a shortage in specialty doctors, and in sport, defending CPL title holders Trinbago Knight Riders win the first match of the tournament. I'm Dawn Paris, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Thursday, August 9th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Make sure you listen for official information to ensure that the all-clear announcement has been given.
That would be an avenue for me to really look at our prehistory, try to understand how come there were all of these powerful female deities. What did that mean in terms, because art reflects and perpetuates social systems. Of course, my first job out of school, before I went back to law school, was with the Systems Development Corporation.
The Trinidad and Tobago government is defending its decision to recruit more doctors from Cuba. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh, who says a recruitment drive is scheduled to begin shortly, says his ministry needs 250 specialized doctors to service the public healthcare system. He says that for the past year, the regional health authorities, the RAAs, have been experiencing problems recruiting local doctors to fill 11 specialty areas, because doctors are just not willing to work in rural communities. Contracts for the Cuban doctors will be for 3 years, with an option to renew for a 4th year. We get more in this CNews report.
Local doctors have voiced their concerns, with some suggesting that the Ministry of Health offers scholarships in these areas. In response, Minister of Health Terence Dayal Singh said it would take 4 to 5 years for the relevant training to be completed.
What do I do in the interim? I have no choice. And this isn't a new problem. This is a long existing problem. So I have no choice but to fill vacancies that don't exist here, or where doctors are unwilling to work in the public sector. It's not only that you don't have doctors, there are some doctors who quite rightly choose not to work in the public sector under the current terms and conditions.
He said he has a responsibility to ensure that citizens receive the best possible care when they visit the nation's hospitals. He also noted a global shortage of doctors in some specializations.
If you're for oral surgery, we can't get, you don't even have enough locals in the private sector. Where am I going to get locals to come to public sector? So I hear the concerns. But I have a responsibility to fill those vacancies now.
The health minister said the University of the West Indies has upped the ante and now offers programs in oncology, anesthesiology and radiography.
Meantime, there's a call to end the migration of trained nurses from the Caribbean. It comes from the chair of the regional nursing body, Nestor Edwards, who says urgent action is needed to address migration of nurses and midwives. Addressing the RNB's 45th annual general meeting in Guyana, Edwards said experienced nurses are leaving in large numbers, and she says international agencies are coming in a secretive manner and recruiting personnel. Edwards says the issue needs to be brought back to the table and talks held about implementing strategies to deal with the crisis. Among the recommendations to deal with the situation are strong advocacy for the implementation of the 2001 migration strategy and for a statement to be issued by the RNB to the leadership of the CARICOM's highest decision-making body. And Guyana's Finance Minister Winston Jordan says the country's economy grew by 4.5% during the first half of this year. He made the disclosure as he presented the mid-year report in the National Assembly yesterday. With this performance, growth at the end of the year has now been revised and is now projected at 3.7%. According to the mid-year report, growth in the economy was more broad-based than in 2017, with increases in the agriculture, fishing and forestry sectors of 3.4%.
Growth at the half year this year has been recorded at 4.5%. Among the sectors contributing to such growth are the agriculture, fishing, and forestry sector, minus sugar, which grew at 3.4%. Services at 8.2%. And in services, I would like to recognize visitor arrivals, which has been up by 18.3%. Other mining grew by 31.2%, and construction grew by 13.4%.
Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next. Welcome back. Trinbago Knight Riders got off to a winning start in their defense of the Hero Caribbean Premier League CPL title with a 100-run victory over St. Lucia Stars in the opening match of the tournament last night. Colin Monroe and Dinesh Ramdin powered the Knight Riders to a record-breaking total at the Queen's Park Oval of 195 for 6 before Dwayne Bravo and spinners Sunil Narain and Fawad Ahmed sealed the victory. The champions had slipped to 89 for 4 before Ramdin joined Monroe in a 50-run partnership. The Stars failed to win a single match in last year's tournament, and any hope they had of pulling off a record chase last night ended within the first 8 overs of their reply, amid a collapse from 35 without loss to 53 for 6. A fast start was crucial for the Stars, and initially they got it as back-to-back sixes for Andre Fletcher off Shannon Gabriel propelled them to 32 without loss after the first 2 overs. But when Fletcher was undone by an Ali Khan knuckleball on 19, the Stars' chase soon fizzled out. Guyana Amazon Warriors facing Kitts and Nevis Patriots in the second game of the tournament later today at Providence Stadium in Guyana, and that match goes off at 6 p.m. Staying in cricket, defending regional under-19 champions Trinidad and Tobago trounced early leaders Guyana by 9 wickets inside 2 days yesterday. Resuming from their overnight score of 51 for 4, TNT were eventually dismissed for 102, 2 runs shy of Guyana's first innings total. Kevin Sinclair was the top bowler for Guyana, taking 5 for 42, while Ashmed Ned took 3 for 34. In their second innings, Guyana found themselves in early trouble, slipping to 228 for 3 through the efforts of Joshua Prasad, who made 71, and Bhaskar Yamdran, who struck 26. Guyana recovered to 86 for 3. But Justin Gangu, who finished with impressive figures of 5 for 27, triggered a middle-order collapse which saw Guyana losing 4 wickets for just 28 runs and their last 7 wickets for 51 runs. And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us at 6:30 this evening for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.